Hello, hello, and welcome back to Password, where we're doing things. As I close my eyes, I just try to shut things out, focusing on the sounds of the water in the pool. In a sense, it all went still, quiet, but it wasn't peaceful. I was tired, I was upset, and the more I wondered if getting involved in the vault was a smart thing, the more the more stressed I became. Tonight I might have uh s- tonight I have some more insight on that if I was lucky, but I didn't exactly have high hopes. It'd be exactly if everything just stopped. Wait, it'd be easier if everything just stopped. It's one of those days, guys. I'm sorry. If everything just became someone else's problem, let what happens happen. Dave. Sal had his hands supporting my back, keeping me above the water. I hadn't noticed him there, and as he came into focus, he looked worried. Huh? What? Are you doing okay? You're just floating there for a while. Looking over to the hot tub, I noticed that Dean and Orlando had disappeared. How long was I just floating? A while. Dean was the one that noticed you zoning out, and Orlando said you'd be fine for a while. Eventually, a while became long enough that I started to worry, and I figured that the others could go in for lunch while I checked in on you. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm okay, I think. Really? Sal nodded and started to float towards the side of the pool. There was something about how he hesitated, or maybe it was how he looked at me over his shoulder, that implied that he wanted me to follow. We got out of the pool and Sal started the towel off, and I did the same. Granted, I was really only doing it because he was, and I was hardly being thorough about it. So, he sat the towel down over the back of one of the deck chairs and scratched his neck. His tone was uneasy, and he didn't go to make eye contact as he normally would. So? You had me worried this morning. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, my nose is just a little clogged right now. You weren't there when I woke up, and I feared the worst. Sorry. Especially after yesterday. Really? Ever since you collapsed in the basement, I've been, wondering things. Wondering if you really are, if you're, really alright, or if you're just, putting on a strong front. I guess it's just something that, has been getting to me more than I realized. Are you at least, seeing someone about it? Or talking to someone? What do you mean, like a therapist? That would be ideal. I've, heard good things about therapy. But no, I meant, one of us. Someone to voice your concerns to. I could be better at that. I just don't know what to say. I know that feeling. We stood there in silence for a few moments before Sal spoke again, his voice notably lower than before. You've been, worrying Dean. Dean will be fine, I guess. I don't know. I know he will be, but he's not the one I'm worried about. You worried about me? Of course I am. We're friends, right? Yeah? Friends, yes. Just friends. He trailed off, meeting my gaze once before picking up the towels. Come on, the others went for lunch. We can talk more once we've done some eating. After we'd gotten inside and changed back into clothes, we met back at the kitchen. I'd passed Orlando and Dean chatting in a hushed tone about something on their way back outside, and I could hear Tyson kicking up a fuss about something somewhere else in the house. Oh my god, my nose. Watch me have a nosebleed blowing my nose. Oh, no? Okay. Sorry. I've had a couple nosebleeds today already. It's so dry. Like I can't get things like not. It's winter is like the worst time of year. For me anyway. Sal was sitting on one of the stools near the island in the middle of the room, warming his hands with a mug of something hot. Hungry? I could eat. He nodded briefly before going over to the fridge and pulling out some sandwiches, setting it on the island and sitting back down before gesturing to the empty stool beside him. Oh, thanks. Orlando made these before he went out with Dean. They're, planning something, although you didn't hear it from me. But planning what, though? Another swimming lesson, or...? Sal drummed his fingers against his mug, before replying. Something for you. That sounds like Orlando, but why Dean? Can I be blunt? Sure. Dave, listen. You like Dean, right? Yeah, why? He really likes you. More than he likes anyone since I've known him anyway. I had some concerns that this might be something fleeting, but he's been talking up how he's finally, that he'll finally take you on somewhere nice, like you deserve, eventually. A smile crept on my face, but it wasn't as full as it should have been. I was tired, worried that this might never happen if we didn't make it back home alive. However, his tone shifted, quieter, uneasy, and he flexed his fingers around the ceramic. Do you like him? You do like him back, yes? To the conclusion of to the exclusion of all others. The question took me aback, and I didn't know how best to respond. Dean's very much a one-man sort of guy. I have some concerns that you might be leading him on. No, Dean's great. My voice fell as I sighed out, still only holding the first sandwich I'd grabbed without taking a bite. I just wish we'd met in a different time, when things were... better. Right. I don't know. He makes me happy, so that's enough, right? It's, something. But it's not enough. It's not my place to say. Just, please don't lead him on if you're not interested. Okay. He seemed satisfied, nodding as he drank from his cup and signing out. I finally bit into the sandwich and sighed out, feeling a little better with the familiar taste of egg salad. Orlando knew me well. What about you, though? Me? What about me? I know things didn't work out with Orlando, but is there anyone you like? Do you remember when we spoke about how sometimes it's best not to ask certain questions, just in case you don't like the answer? Right. I do, yes. Huh, really? He nodded slowly, running his tongue over his teeth as he thought. It's fairly, recent, but I'm not too sure, but I'm still working through it. You say that as if it's a bad thing. Sal stared at me, as if waiting for something to happen. When whatever it was he was looking for didn't happen, he sighed. It is, at least right now. Unable to, really. Do anything about it is a bit of a bother, but it's nothing new. I'll work through it like most other things. You could call them if you wanted, right? Maybe talk it out. He seemed to think about it, but left the question unanswered. About yesterday. What about it? What happens next? Do we continue investigating? Do we stop? What do we do what do you want to do? I don't know, Sal. I've just been wondering about if it's worth giving up. Give up? Now? Why? What's the point? Everyone probably thinks I'm crazy, or that I'm just asking for it to be nice with the... Wait. Or that I'm just, asking for it by messing with the Volt, so... I don't think you're crazy. A little too self-sacrificing, maybe, but not crazy. Really? It's one thing I think about you anyway. That you're willing to help your friends at the drop of a hat. But you still need to learn when to say no. Something about how Sal said that rubbed me the wrong way, and I found my jaw clenching. What do you mean by that? You didn't expect me to just like let stuff happen, to just let my friends die. Come on, Dave. I didn't mean it like that. Then what did you mean? What I mean is that maybe you shouldn't flick from one extreme to the other. Find a balance, but don't lose yourself along the way. I whined, clutching my head, unsure of what to do. I don't know, Sal. I don't know. You need to relax. You need a decent rest. But how can I, when all this stuff is going on and just... Sal suddenly slammed the kitchen island, making me jump. Dave, relax. This is a vacation for you, just as much as the rest of us. And you stressing out is stressing a lot of us out as well. Really? Just because you're not in the room doesn't mean we don't, check in with one another. I stare at Sal at a loss, watching as he, bruised himself with his, busied himself with his drink again. Orlando, I think said it best. You have the weight of the world on your shoulders, and you're not willing to let anyone else bear any of the burden. Tyson snapped at Roswell for putting the vacation together, and how it was affecting you. Haas jumped in and chewed him out for taking it out on Roswell. Then Dean told Sal to let them fight it out. Is there anything I can do, or say to help you through this? To support you somehow? No. Are you just saying that because you don't want to be a bother? Or is it that really how it goes? Shrugging, I went to grab another sandwich, and found my hand blocked by Sal, who took my hand carefully in his and gave it a gentle squeeze. How do you get used to it, Sal? Used to what? Living while being this sad all the time. He sighed out, shaking his head. You find a way, Dave. Somehow you find a way. It's never easy. And it could take years, but somehow, some way you find peace. I pulled my hand away and let it hang limply by my side. Okay. Before I knew it, I was standing, no longer hungry, no longer in the mood to talk or really do anything other than sleep. I turned away from Sal and pulled in my chair. Wait, what's wrong? I think I just want to be alone for a bit. I don't think that's a smart idea. Please talk to me, Dave. What is there to say? My dad is dead, your sister is dead, and it's killing me trying to stop the same thing. Wait. It's killing me trying to stop the same happening to everyone else here, and I'm just... I sniffed, feeling for the faintest of moments that I could have broken them. Then and there, and cried, but it didn't come. Instead, replaced by a feeling of being abnormal. I'm just here. I'm not even sure I want to be anymore. Sal didn't make an effort to stop me from leaving, and I trudged away, hugging my arms. I came away feeling like I'd let everyone down again. I hardly did anything with Orlando's swimming lesson. Sal tried talking to me about it, and I brushed him off too. It wasn't too late. Going back to to apologize to Sal was on the cards, but for whatever reason, my body was on autopilot, away from him in favor of being somewhere else. Just give up, Dave. Let what happens happen. The more the words echoed in my head, the more sluggish my steps became. A noise about the house I barely registered as anything other than that noise. When really, all I wanted right now was some quiet. Uh, that's not the right notepad file. This is the one that I can never... I can't even pronounce this word. Like, what the fuck, guys? Like... Okay. Metem... Psychosis? Okay. Ah, we still do it, I see. Ah, still no blood. Oh, well. Okay. Sal was doing his best to understand, but I couldn't help. But I wasn't helping things. I got the impression that out of everyone, he'd be the one to listen to and lean on for how to get through this. But maybe that was part of the issue. Maybe I didn't want help, as bad as that sounded. Huh. I forgot about this scene. I got upset at Sal today. That doesn't seem so bad. It doesn't, but I don't know. He wants to help, but what can I say to him? What can I do? Apologize. But more than that. Sal's fairly reasonable. A lot smarter than I gave him credit for, too. But maybe that's just because he's older than the rest of us. If you wanted to talk things out with him, he'd listen. I nodded slowly, grip tightening around my mug. Okay. There's so much like dried blood on like the inside of my nose. It's like I'm seeing that, but no new blood. A familiar scent crosses my nose, and I turn my head and, as the back door opened. Is it Dean? Oh. I assume since it said talked about smell, it was going to be Dean. But they do talk about what a musky boy this guy is, so that also makes sense. Morning, Ty. He grunted and came to stand next to me, looking out at the trees. I had trouble sleeping last night. Yeah? How do you know? He shrugged, shooting me a quick look. I'm looking out for you. You weren't the only one not able to sleep last night. Did you want to talk about it? Did you? The sudden question back took me by surprise. No, I mean, you stayed up just because I couldn't sleep. Nah, it was something else. Heard you talking to Roswell though. Oh? Yeah, he helped me with he helped remind me of something. It's just been rough lately. No shit. But you're not alone here. Been going through some stuff myself, but you get through it. With help? If you want it. Don't know if I want to dump that on anyone else just yet, though. But if you need someone, I'm here for you. What a gentleman. I nodded slowly, brow furrowed as I looked to the trees. I wondered if what Thanatos had said meant Dad was still alive somehow, or what Ty would say about it. Not that I had any faith that Dad was still alive. I knew that for a fact. Now, come on. Where are we going? Breakfast. Or at least I am. You do to get something in you as well before you start freaking out more. I watched as he headed inside, leaving the door open for me to wait for the door open for me, but making no effort to wait. Interesting. That's a cute scene. I like that. I might have to end the part here. Uh, Gotta cut the recording short. Got places to be, you know. So I'll see you around, everyone.